tell y'all? You tuning into the best morning show on the globe. It's Brad and Emery in the morning, y'all.
LeBron or Jordan, either one when I'm performing. Crossover, buzzer beater and I'm scoring. Radham and Emery in the morning. Every play they on it. Every day I'm balling. Who's the coach? Who's the GOAT? Like Brady and Belichick, best show on the globe. And they embellish it. Y'all pin Ziffy, I'm Ken Griffey or maybe Mahomes. I stay in the zone, whether man to man or play in the zone. They can't stop me. Mayweather boxing, Curry with the shot, man. We just the best to be. Can we have our SB, please? This was meant to be. Every morning with Radham and Emery.
Yes, sir. You know the vibes. Brad and Emery in the morning. I'm your host, Justin Emery. Mike Jokum in, guest co-hosting with me. No Marcus Bradham this week. Mike, third day in a row. You're up early to do the show. How is the accumulation of day after day after day of morning wake-ups treating you right now?
Actually, I feel I slept really well last night, which does not normally happen because I think you and I were texting right before I passed out about how I never sleep well, and I feel pretty good this morning. I have a busy day, so you might want to check back in like 6 hours from now. But honestly, I'm ready to go.
Love it. Everybody knows that I don't really sleep. I just lurk. So I'm very happy to hear that you're holding up pretty well. Here we go into day 3. March 31st, Wednesday, March 31st. Today for me is vaccine day, so it will be a significantly shorter episode than usual because I have my vaccine appointment in just a little bit. But want to get to a couple of things before we melt your brain with nonsense. We try to give you some knowledge. Mike is going to lead us off because he actually hit me pre-show with this day in baseball that caught me off guard. So let's hear what you got up first on March 31st.
Well, there's a lot.
Okay.
Some days in the future, if I'm on, I'll definitely go back to like the 1800s because I'm fascinated with old baseball history here. But
we should do a whole episode on that sometime. I've told you about the course I took, right?
You have, but you know me, I barely remember what I ate for breakfast, and I literally just finished eating. So
That's fair. No, I in college to accumulate enough general ed credits, I took a history of baseball course. And I thought it was going to be – now, remember, when I was taking this course in college, this was during the run of the Phillies, the late 2000s, early 2010s. I'm thinking, oh, this is going to be awesome. Phillies are smoking the entire Major League Baseball. I'm going to take a course about it. Nah, it is exactly what you just said. It is old school, extremely old school, from the beginning up to maybe like the 1950s. So if that is your – wheelhouse. Oh, let me rephrase that. If that's what you're into as far as piquing your interest, you and I should definitely sit down and have an extended conversation sometime about it.
yeah, I dig it. So real quick, I'm just going to run through a few.
Sure.
There's not a ton that are like super interesting. Gary Sheffield in 2010 was released by the Tigers with 499 career home runs.
I remember that.
He only hit 178 that spring. And let's scroll back a little bit further. Bud Selig confirms discussions are underway, which could lead to advertising space being sold on the sleeves of players' uniforms. Obviously, nothing came of that.
Is Bud Selig still the commissioner?
No.
I
should know.
Isn't it like Robert Manfred or something now?
Yeah, Manfred, and everybody hates him.
Yeah. Oh, man. Talk about Manfred is the only person I know that people that don't Manfred unites people under Roger Goodell. That's how bad he is. Gary Bettman? He unites people more so than Manfred. Everybody hates that guy, and rightfully so. Myself included.
You know, it's funny. I'll save Gary Bettman for another day. But
Okay.
Anyway, 1998, which is probably the wildest opening day, just in terms of there's like a million things listed here. The Tampa Bay Devil Rays make their major league debut. Mm-hmm. They lost 11-6. Wade Boggs hit the team's first home run, drove in 3 runs. Let's see here. The Phillies and Mets tied the National League mark for the longest opening day game with the Mets winning 1-0 in 14 innings.
Oh, that would have been terrible to watch.
Kurt Schilling struck out the Mets for the first 8 innings on only 2 hits, striking out 9. Shuts out. Sorry, I'm talking as hard early in the morning here. And Florida catcher Charles Johnson, who had not committed an error in 172 consecutive games.
Oh, wow.
Which is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Is charged with one on his first wild throw in the opening inning of their 11-6 victory. Hit a 3-run homer to atone for his mistake, and then the Marlins would lose the next 10 games.
Oof. Yeah, that's rough. Now, I guess the only positive out of losing that streak is it happened in the first game, and you have the ability to get another 161 game streak before the season ends.
Most likely, but that's like one of those streaks that it just, by sheer luck will probably never came close to happening again.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with that. You got any more other opening day facts for us?
No, we'll leave it at that. I'll have some more tomorrow on April 1st, because I literally pulled this up as you were playing right before you started playing the intro music. So
sounds good. So, happy birthday to the Eiffel Tower. 132 years old. Easy math, because it opened 100 years before I was born. 132nd birthday to the Eiffel Tower. It is also the launch, the anniversary of the launch of The Matrix in theaters. 1999. 1959, the Dalai Lama begins his exile. Trying to read about the Matrix. You've seen The Matrix, right? You're more of a movie guy than I am, so I'm sure you've seen The Matrix.
I am. I can say I've seen it once and only once, and I would probably stay that way.
I think it's actually from the second movie, but the ultimate scene when I think of Matrix is the one where Neo just stops all the bullets in midair. I think it's from the second one. I think it's from The Matrix 2. But whenever I think of that movie, that's the one scene that, boom, the memorable scene. You know how every movie has, like, all right, you hear that? That's that. What's the memorable scene? For me, it's Neo stopping the bullets.
Yeah, I agree with that. I honestly, it's been so long since I have seen the movie. Yeah, that's got to be the most iconic scene.
Yeah, that or maybe when he's fighting the agent on all the rooftops.
Yeah.
I'd say it's one of those two scenes as the premier go-to scene for The Matrix, at least in my opinion. Movie snobs out there that are listening to the show will probably light my DMs up and tell me I'm an idiot. That's fine. It does not matter to me. I don't know movies. And then last but not least, Oklahoma premieres on Broadway, 1943. Are you a Broadway guy? You a musical?
No, not even a little bit.
Have you ever been to Broadway?
No.
Okay. Kind of uncultured over there, man.
I'm very uncultured, yes.
That's okay. It's okay. I used to be. That's a joke. I still am very uncultured, but I just happen to have been to Broadway at some point.
Yeah, no, I saw Hamilton on Netflix because...
You saw what?
Hamilton?
I don't know what that is.
You can't be that cultured then.
No. That's why I said it was. I'm not. Are you kidding me? We talk on this show all the time about my perfectly curated little bubble that I live in. Nothing says cultured like living in my bubble.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry. I'll just erase that last 30 seconds.
That's all right. Don't worry about it. Now, had a big game yesterday in the NBA for the Sixers. The final score will not dictate how lopsided that game truly was. I believe the final score was 104-95 was the final score.
That garbage time really saved the Sixers' box score.
Yes. Now, I believe they outplayed the Nuggets quarters 2, 3, and 4. It's just that they were down 22 at the end of the first quarter, and they couldn't come back from that. As I said yesterday, I didn't want people to overreact to this game. Yeah, it's
You called it.
It's game 5 of 6 on the road trip. Your last game on the road trip out west. You're in Denver. You're shorthanded without Embiid. You still have depth issues at center after trading away Tony Bradley. They decided to switch and start Dwight Howard in this game. This whole time that Embiid's out, they've been bringing him off the bench to keep the rotation the same. You're going up against Joker. You're going up against Murray, Michael Porter Jr., Will Barton. They've just got Aaron Gordon. The Nuggets have players in the stable that they can run out. So you had to come out and start Dwight Howard this game. It just is what it is, and you guys got smoked off the floor in the first quarter. Now, you can't take away 25% of the game, obviously, but if you take away how abysmal they were in that game, they were with the Nuggets the rest of the time. Korkmaz, we've been slaying him on this show, rightfully so, because he hasn't been playing well. He turned it up. It looked like he may have been rounding the corner a little bit, shooting a little bit better, passing a little bit better, just all around improved game. Yesterday, he took a step back. I do not believe he made a shot until about midway through the third quarter. Maybe even into the fourth quarter. I know at halftime he was 0 for 4 shooting.
Yeah, he finished 2 for 7. So, and I admittedly did not watch because I was editing today's Cardboard Fever episode, which was very tricky. So,
I watched the first quarter, and then after that, it went from coming off the TV to switching to the Gamecast.
Yeah.
I'll even on a blowout, I'll watch the Gamecast for the whole game just so I can get a gist of how they're playing. I want to keep an eye on the box score. You lose a little bit of the vibe from not watching it, but when you're down by 22 at the end of the first quarter,
Yeah.
I'm not watching. This game didn't tip off till like 9:05. I'm not staying up and watching the game if you guys are going to get blown out like that. Now, like I said, it was a 9-point final, but that is not indicative of how it went. Michael Porter Jr., whoo, he's a good player. Marcus and I have talked about it before. We both like his game. He should never do what he did to you yesterday. What he did to you yesterday should never occur. I think he had 28 and 12, if I recall correctly.
27 and 12, yeah.
27 and 12. I think he went 5 for 7 from 3, including 5 for 5 in the first half.
He had 27, 12, a block, 4 assists, 5 threes, a steal. Like, he lit up the box score.
He did.
Almost more than...
No, he did. He was the number one player on the court on either team last night.
More than Joker.
Yeah. Shout out to Joker for that backdoor cover on the rebounds. I thought for sure he was going to leave me hanging. So shout out to the Joker for coming in on the backdoor save on the parlay. Speaking about betting, real quick, I just want to get this out. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time talking about it, but I was mad about FanDuel yesterday. Today, I'm happy about FanDuel because they won. But I have to skewer my guy, Kenny, real quick. Kill Kenny on Twitter at KIIL Kenny. Known the dude for a while. Grew up with his cousin. So I know Kenny. I know Kenny more than just his Twitter personality. And I like the guy. What I'm about to say is nothing against him personally. He's a big-time parlay guy on the NBA. He makes a lot of money doing parlays on that. He has a whole show about NBA parlays. Kenny. On Monday, I played every single one of the bets you put out, and I lost every single one of them, Kenny. Okay? Now, I'm still going to take your bets. I'm still going to use them from time to time because I've seen your winning track record. I know that it will convert eventually. But I have to say, on the first day of running with every one of your bets, it was abysmal. And it'd be one thing, and it'd be very annoying, but it'd be one thing if the parlays lost on one leg. I think every single parlay only won one leg, and a couple of them had no winning legs. So, Kenny, I'm coming for you. I'm a little angry. It's not going to stop me from using it. What the hell went on Monday, though, Kenny? Come on, bro. You're killing me out here. I'm tired of stacking these L's week after week on the NBA. Come on, bro. I turn to you for the moonshot. Turn to him for the moonshot. But back to I just had to get that out of the way. I wanted to mention it yesterday, but I wanted to see what happened on the bets yesterday before I really went after him, and ended up converting yesterday. Mike, I know that you're from time to time I know you're on baseball and on football. You're known to throw a couple dollars down. Basketball, not necessarily so much.
I'm very picky and choosy with what I bet in basketball. Yeah.
I know. Like I said, for baseball and football, you're a little bit more. I'd say a little bit more versed in the intricacies of what happens within the sport. So you have a little bit more information on it. We're gonna have to get Kenny on an episode and go over some bets, because I see him hitting these moonshots, Mike, and why are we not hitting these moonshots?
Man, that's a great question.
I think I saw him hit a $5 for 11 grand bet last week.
Kenny, just let us know before you place a bet like that.
Oh, he does. He lets you know. It's just that the one day I decide to take him up on it, I go 0 for 5. But back to the Sixers. Some updates on it. Daryl Morey said that we will probably not see Embiid tomorrow night in Cleveland, which was to be, I thought it was going to be a very long shot to see him on the road trip at all. Obviously, Cleveland's back out east, so I thought there might be a potential, but it appears that starting Saturday for the back-to-back at home, Saturday-Sunday, we are full-blown on the Embiid return watch. It looks like it's going to be coming sooner rather than later. Our estimation was April 14th, the game against the Nets. After trading away Tony Bradley, that became a long shot, because you could not wait that long to have some center help right now. Dwight Howard, for as great as he's been as the backup, he is no longer capable of playing starter minutes at this point in his career.
You'd think there's somebody they can sign to play a couple of minutes, but then again, I say that and have not actually looked. So
well, there was. It was Andre Drummond, and he ended up on the Lakers. Now, you're not going to go and get a big name center because you're just missing Embiid for a couple weeks, but you need some help. The Paul Reed, bringing him up from, I believe he was on the Bluecoats, the G League team for the Sixers. I believe that's where they got Paul Reed from. B-Ball Paul on Twitter. But he's a rookie. He's not prepared for the back end stretch of the season as a starter right now. As I said, Dwight Howard is just not capable of playing starter level minutes at this point in his career. And there's another guy on the roster who plays center. His name's slipping my mind right now. But he's one of those guys that is so far down the bench that I'm not comfortable playing him either. So I don't know if DeMarcus Cousins is still available or not after being bought out by, I believe he was on Houston that bought him out.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's still available. If you can bring him in as like a 2A, 2B. Embiid's obviously your 1, and Dwight Howard is your backup center. But DeMarcus Cousins can stretch the floor more so as a shooter than Dwight Howard does. Nobody's going to mistake DeMarcus Cousins for Steph Curry. Nobody's going to mistake him for Klay Thompson. But as far as a shooter with more range, he can significantly improve the range off of what you have with Dwight Howard. If he's comfortable coming in and saying to him, listen, you are center 2B. You know, you are essentially the third guy, but you'll play a little bit more than the average third center will. I'd bring him in. I'd be willing to bring him in for that. If he's trying to come in here and wants to play, 16 to 20 minutes a game, no. But if he's willing to come in here and play 8 to 12 minutes, I think I'd have to entertain bringing him in. I really don't care what the price is because it's only for this season. I think that's
honestly,
that's an avenue
DeMarcus
that can
Cousins
pursue.
you could probably get for, I don't want to say like the veteran minimum, but there's a way to squeeze him in without screwing yourself cap wise if a big injury happened or something.
Well, I mean, even if there was a big injury, at this point in time, who are you going to sign?
Yeah, that's also a good point. I forgot the trade that.
Trade deadline has already passed. We're in the heart of the buyout market. If you have a big injury, it's almost to the point of, well, better luck next year at this point in time because it's so late in the season. You don't have options to fix that. And this is the season for them to go all in my opinion. Like, leave no stone unturned and let's go all out. Like, this is what we need to do. And I think that Cousins could be a guy to look at. Now, I'm not sitting here saying it's make or break, bring Cousins in or we're screwed. It's not where I'm going with it. If you're looking to add some big man help and bolster this bench, that's the guy I'm looking at. Because like I said, Paul Reed, rookie, high energy guy. He's just happy to be there. He's not ready yet for the bright lights. And Embiid, it's my guy. He's everybody's guy. But I don't know if I can trust his health. And I don't want to say this isn't a knock against him from his conditioning standpoint because his conditioning, his training and all that, this season is untouchable. He is having the best year of his career, not only because he put the time in on the court to practice, but he's putting the time in the weight room. He's putting the time in on the treadmill. He's putting the time in nutritionally. He is focused now. But what he can't control is his injuries. And that's what scares me. Has nothing to do with he's got a stomach cramp because he drank 37 Shirley Temples before bed last night. He's got cramps because he had 17 Chick-fil-A sandwiches. I don't think I have to worry about that with Embiid anymore. Now I have to worry about, all right, he came down awkwardly after a dunk and rolled his knee on a wet spot. That's the things that worry me about Embiid.
Can't argue that one.
So, but but they're in Cleveland tomorrow. Should be an easy dub to finish off the road trip at 4-2. We had said that as long as they finished 3-3, that was good. Because obviously pre-LeBron injury, we had them losing to LeBron, had them losing to the Clippers, had them losing to the Nuggets. Ended up beating the Lakers, losing the Clippers, losing to the Nuggets. So, if they can find a way to beat Cleveland tomorrow, which should be easy, all things considered, that they're not a very good team at all. Come back here 4-2 at home, fans in the stands, potentially Embiid, back-to-back at home. I'm all for it. I do not believe they make another trip out west for the entire season. So we should have a fairly rested and fairly healthy team moving forward in the playoffs through the end of the regular season, barring something crazy.
Yeah.
And the loss last night actually ties the Nets with them now for the best record in the Eastern Conference. I still am not necessarily worried about the Nets per se, but I do want that number one seed. Whenever circumstances change, I feel like you should update your opinion. And going into the season, I thought the Sixers were probably the number 3 seed in the conference. I thought it would be number 1 Brooklyn, and then just based off of what they've done in the last 2 or 3 years, I thought that Milwaukee had to be number 2, with the Sixers coming in 3rd. Right now, at the end of March, they're tied for the number 1 seed, And I'm getting greedy now, Mike. I'm greedy. I want that number 1 seed. They showed me that they are capable of playing well enough to get that seed and to hold it. I want it. I'm greedy. I'm updating how I feel about the team. I want the number 1 seed.
All right. Yeah, let's be greedy. Let's do it.
I mean, I want that. You saw the Tampa Bay Buccaneers boat parade for the Super Bowl, correct?
I refuse to watch it, but I know what happened. Yeah.
Okay. So I want the Sixers, when they win the NBA Finals, to ride up and down in boats off the beach in Atlantic City and just flood the boardwalk for the parade.
We could get rid of Atlantic City so they could just like cause ultimate destruction, and that would be cool.
Oh, you don't like Atlantic City?
Oh, I can't stand Atlantic City.
Oh. Just don't go to the beach or in the ocean, and you should come back with 2 legs and 2 feet.
You would hope, but that's never a guarantee there.
Yeah, if you go in the ocean, though, I can guarantee you this. You'll come back with 37 eyes.
Yes.
Do not go in the water in Atlantic City at all. At all. Did I tell you the time I slept on the Atlantic City beach for a whole weekend?
No, but I'm not surprised.
When I was in college, a friend of mine, his family had a house in Brigantine, right down the street from Atlantic City. So he was a wild guy, and his family knew how wild and how much he partied. So me, him, and one of our other friends show up at the house for a weekend, and his mom was like, "You guys can't stay here. We have we have way too much family staying here for you guys to stay here and do what I know you guys want to do." And she was right. She was absolutely right with that statement. But I spent an entire Friday and Saturday night, the entire nights, the whole weekend, sleeping on the beach in Atlantic City. The more fascinating thing is that no one bothered me to tell me to move.
Yeah, I have a lot of questions, and that was number one.
Yeah, I don't know how I didn't get questioned. I don't know how I didn't get stopped. I'm unsure why it was allowed to be happening, but it did. I slept on the beach on a towel the entire evening, both nights. Now, this is obviously the summer. It's warm out, so I can sleep outside. You know what I mean? It's not like
Right.
it's cold out. It was warm enough. We're talking July, August. It's the summertime. But no issues whatsoever. Now, I wanted to ask you, do you have any wild New Jersey Shore stories?
Oh boy. Yeah, I have plenty. I worked at the beach many summers as my parents have a summer home there. So, through high school and college, I was down in Avalon and Stone Harbor. Now we're in Long Beach Island, but yeah, I don't know how many I could say that would not either get me or the show in trouble because they're not really
That's fair.
repeatable. But the one thing I'll say is I delivered pizza for 2 summers, and it was probably my favorite job ever because all I did was drive pizza up and down the beach, listen to music, and get tips from incredibly wealthy beachfront renters who didn't care what they did with their money.
Oh yeah, no.
And
When you're on vacation, people and their money is very easy to separate. Very easy to separate people from their money on vacation.
yes, and I often got offered beer and other substances, and I accidentally delivered. We wrote a crude message on the inside of a pizza box one time that was supposed to go to some friends of ours. I was tired and
You
I
gave it to
delivered
somebody
it to
else.
the wrong people. And thankfully, I delivered it to another group of younger people who were pretty drunk so that they didn't really care. But my manager, the store manager, and I were sweating it out for half hour as I got a new pizza sent out to the other people.
Yeah, that's not good.
That's really I can't. There's a lot I could say, but
You can't. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. It's funny that you mentioned being a delivery driver. So when I was at college, there was a place called Are You Hungry? I'm sure that I believe they're at other campuses as well, college campuses as well. But they're the ones that have like the fat sandwiches with the French fries on the sandwich, the mozzarella on the sandwich, et cetera, all that. Well, they stay open till like 4:30 in the morning, 7 days a week, delivery, all that. So, at 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, when everybody's hammered, what do you want to do? You want to order from Are You Hungry? Well, we're throwing a party at my apartment in one time, and we threw some ragers. This one wasn't a full blown rager, but it was a nice sized party, and it's starting to dwindle down. Obviously, me and my roommates, we don't know left from right, up from down by this point in time. So I'm like, I need to eat something. So we order from Are You Hungry? The delivery driver shows up. Younger guy, it's a college town, so chances are he's probably a college student or a recently graduated college student. So he shows up. He sees that we're raging. So I'm just talking to him for a few minutes in the doorway, and I go, "Listen, man, I know you're driving, so I can't offer you a beer. But when you're done your shift, you're welcome to drive by here. And if you still hear music, you can come on back." He looks at me and goes, I'll do you one better. You got a bong? I was like, who are you talking to, bro? Of course I got a bong. So I'm like, yo, follow me. Homeboy comes in. We sat in my bedroom, smoked 2 bongs, and then homeboy went back to delivering again. I was like, oh man, that really lives up to the Are You Hungry hype.
yeah, he's really playing the part.
Yeah, and it was his stuff too. He didn't make me break out my bag.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. I was like, oh, okay. You sir are welcome to come back here anytime you want.
I'm ordering from you every day, sir.
Yeah, pretty much. Long trips and bong reps, that's what I say. But yeah, that kind of taps me out for everything that we had for the show today. As I said, this is going to be a significantly shorter show than usual. We'll be back tomorrow, usual time, with a much more normal episode that you would normally hear. But like I said, I'm getting my vaccine shortly, so we had to get something out for the people. I had to address that Sixers game yesterday, and kind of sums everything up. You got any last words? Before we put a bow on this? Tomorrow.
Enjoy the vaccine.
Yeah, can't wait. I'm very excited, and one of my first stops, and what I mean the first stop afterwards is to Krispy Kreme's, because I want one of them donuts.
I dig it.
I'm also a big Krispy Kreme guy, and I haven't had it for a while. So everybody's like, Dunkin' Donuts, yum yum, this, no, that. No. Give me Krispy Kreme.
Yeah.
I wish that I was a little bit older when Krispy Kreme first launched franchises in China, because I was like, oh my God, the population density of China, I need to invest in Krispy Kreme. Now, I missed the boat. I was way too young for that, and they made a bundle of money. But I've always had a soft spot for Krispy Kremes, no pun intended on the donuts.
I enjoy that pun, even though it wasn't intentional. I think you should just end it there because that was well done.
All right, fair enough. Tomorrow we have Adam Kimmelman from NHL.com joining us. We'll be diving into Flyers, and we'll be discussing Phillies opening day, baseball opening day, all of that good stuff tomorrow. And Friday we have a couple of our friends who are Sixers reporters joining the show. So Friday will be heavy Sixers. Tomorrow will be Flyers and Phillies. And I'm still bitter about the Eagles, so they're still persona non grata till further notice.
Agreed.
Mike, let them know where to follow you at, my friend.
At Mike_JOAC on Twitter. I'm active pretty much all day, every day until the second I go to bed. So hit me up and let me know you listened, and maybe I'll send some podcast stickers of my own your way.
Oh, I love it, love it. Oh, real quick, before I get out of here, I want to shout out to friend of the show, Larry, who catches almost every episode and always hits me up in regards to the episode about what we talked about. So I know he's not one of those people who just, oh, I listened to your show. Cool. No. Shout out to one of our big fans, Larry, for always checking us out while he's on the road. So tip of the cap to him. At Justin Emery Show is where you can find me on Twitter. At Brad Emery Pod. Follow the show everywhere. 10% off your orders from Beef Jerky Outlet. Promo code BREMY. Actually, Mike, you got some order from there the other day.
I got buffalo peanuts and some peach pepper hot sauce. The peanuts are, as I told you, amazing, and I could have eaten the entire bag yesterday. The hot sauce I had last night, and it is equally as delightful.
All right, I was going to say, so was it peach pepper you said?
Yeah, peach pepper, bourbon. I'd have to look at the wording on the bottle. I know
Right.
This is not the best endorsement, but it's really good.
See, now I'm glad that you could vouch for that because I'm allergic to peaches, so I could not try that. But I know the sauce that you're talking about, and I did want to try it very badly. I can't, though, so I'm glad that you could vouch for it for everyone out there listening. The peach barbecue sauce, definitely go get it. Mike endorses it right here. And the buffalo peanuts, as he said, definitely A+ as well. BeefJerkyOutlet.com/Langhorn. Promo code BREMY for 10% off. And they ship quick. They don't play games. They ship quick, and it gets there. BradAndMemoryShow.com for all of your merchandise. And until next time, which is tomorrow, you can be with us, you can be against us, but you're never going to stop us. Vaccine time. Late.
Hi, I'd like to talk to you guys today about my friends at Uncle Mike's Homemade Ice Cream. USA Today selected Uncle Mike's Homemade Ice Cream as the best ice cream parlor in Pennsylvania. Uncle Mike's is a family-owned and dedicated to the production of premium quality and gourmet ice cream and sorbet, made fresh daily on the premises using the highest quality ingredients available. Uncle Mike's features over 30 unique delicious flavors offered in scoops, sundaes, shakes, and special order ice cream cakes and pies. Uncle Mike's Homemade Ice Cream is located at 537 York Road in Warminster and is open all year round. Visit Uncle Mike's and let their friendly staff serve you happiness one scoop at a time.
Hey everybody, I want to tell you about Beef Jerky Outlet. 110 Lincoln Highway in Langhorne, right at the corner of Business Route 1 and Oxford Valley Road. Check them out online at beefjerkyoutlet.com/Langhorne. Use promo code BREMY for 10% off your orders. You can check out, they have all sorts of them. Everything you could think of beef jerky, they have. They have a ton of other stuff too. Spices, barbecue sauces, peanuts, all different kind of things. My personal favorite, the honey barbecue turkey jerky. Head up there. Sharon and Michael will take great care of you. Again, use promo code BREMY for 10% off your order at beefjerkyoutlet.com/Langhorne.
Hi, I'd like to talk to you guys about my friends at Amy's Pizza. Amy has a plethora of pizzas for your munching pleasure, especially pizzas such as Hawaiian, margarita, and taco. Taco actually being my personal favorite. And also plenty more. If it's sandwiches you desire, they've got those too. Cheesesteaks, burgers, hoagies, even gyros. Amy's offers pickup and takeout options. Also, they're available on Grubhub. Amy's located at 332 York Road in the heart of Hatboro. You can call them today at 215-957-1000. Again, that's 215-957-1000.